الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. 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 الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. هل أتاك حديث الغاشية وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة ونمارق مصفوفة وزرابي مبثوثة أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله عز وجل وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أسأل الله العظيم رب العرش العظيم أن يعيذني وإياكم من النار. All praise is due to Allah. We praise Him, we seek His aid, and we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evils of ourselves and the evils of our own actions. Whomsoever Allah guides, none can lead astray. And whomsoever Allah leads to go astray, none can guide. I bear witness that none has the right to our ultimate love, devotion and worship except Allah alone, who has no partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam is His servant and His messenger. O you who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared, and die not except as Muslims. O mankind, be dutiful to your Lord, who created you from a single person. And from Him He created His wife, and from them both He created many men and women. And fear Allah through whom you demand your mutual rights, and observe the rights of your kins. Surely Allah is ever and all watcher over you. O you who believe, fear Allah. Be dutiful to Allah, and speak the truth. He will direct you to righteous deeds, and will forgive you your sins. And whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger has indeed attained a great achievement. The best speech is that of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the best guidance is that of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And the worst thing in the religion are the newly invented matters, and all the newly invented matters in religion are innovation, and all innovation is misguidance, and all misguidance leads to the hellfire. La ilaha illallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this wonderful opportunity, that He has given us a wonderful month, a time of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a time of blessings, a time of mercy, a time of love, a time of forgiveness, a time of freedom from the hellfire, a time where the Muslims really come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fasting, leaving food, drink, and all sorts of desires for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Making it clear, oh Allah, we submit to you not only in our words, but even with our actions. We're truly Muslims. We submit ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The beauty of Islam, it perfects your character as a human being. There is no way of life on earth, there is no strategy on earth that can perfect human character and can really achieve the highest level of human development except Islam. Everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us with, it is good for us in this life and in the next. Anyone who thinks that their interest in this world lies in leaving the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or doing something that is displeasing to Allah, anyone who thinks that this is the case, they are wrong. Allah sent down Islam to perfect life on earth before making it perfect in the hereafter. That's what Islam for. So everything Allah commanded us actually is for our own benefit, in this life, before the next. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ وَإِنَّ الْفُجَّارَ لَفِي جَحِيمٍ. Indeed, the believers, the righteous ones, are in happiness, ecstasy, tranquility. And the criminals, the evildoers, are in agony, pain and abyss. Ibn one of the great scholars of Islam, he says anyone who thinks that the righteous ones will be in tranquility only in paradise is wrong. And anyone who thinks that the criminals will only have misery in the hereafter, then he's wrong. He doesn't know what Allah is talking about. He says, indeed, the righteous ones are in happiness in this world, in the grave and in the hereafter. And the evildoers, they are in agony and pain in this world, in the grave and in the hellfire. One of the early generations of Islam, one of the righteous people, he says, Wallahi, Wallahi, the people of this dunya, the people who are attached, the hearts are taken over by love of material goods. That doesn't mean material goods are bad, they're good, but they should not preoccupy your heart. Anyone who gives over his heart to these physical or tangible possessions of this world, these desires of this world, they lived through this life and they departed without even knowing or having a taste of the sweetest thing in this world. So people asked him, what is the sweetest thing in this world? He said, Ma'rifatullah. He said, Masakinun ahlud dunya, عاشوا فيها وخرجوا منها وما ذاقوا أطيب ما فيها. So pathetic are the people of this dunya who don't know Allah. They've lived through this life and they've departed it without tasting the sweetest thing you could ever taste in it. So he was asked, what is the sweetest thing in it? He said, Ma'rifatullah wa mahabbatuhu wal unsu bih. Knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your creator. Knowing His names, His attributes, knowing His mercy, His love, His compassion, His might, His punishment, knowing Him, getting to know that He's in control of everything, getting to believe in His wisdom and His knowledge. Ma'rifatullah, knowing Allah, wa mahabbatuhu, that your heart moves towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because your heart was created for Allah alone. That's what your heart is created for. It can only find itself when it loves Allah. That's it. And feeling the nearness of Allah, وَالْأُنْسُ بِهِ. Feeling the nearness, the closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if the whole world is against you, they cannot change, or they cannot move you one step back. You have all the might and the power a human being could ever possess. That's what Islam gives us, and that's the beauty of Islam. So fasting is supposed to teach us that about Islam and about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Part of the beauty of Islam, it teaches us to be responsible human beings. That we are responsible for our actions. We know that every action you do, everything you do, has some consequences. The cause and effect law. It doesn't break, it's always in action. So you start to realize that everything you do, everything you say, and everything you even think about has an impact on your life. So you can shape your own life with your own thoughts, your own actions, and your own words. This is what Islam teaches us. That's responsibility. So with Muslims, even when we are having this day of joy, the Prophet ﷺ described the day of Eid as a day of joy and happiness. So enjoy yourself in this day. Islam is the only true religion, authentic religion on the face of earth that tells you can get closer to Allah by enjoying yourself. Enjoying yourself on the day of Eid is an act of worship. But how do you do it? With responsibility. You don't do the wrong things. You don't fall into sin. You enjoy yourself with the good things. Because you know that sin, even if you enjoy it for a short time, you know it's going to come back on you with some evil consequences. So it's not good for you. It's not good. Acts of obedience are good for you. Being kind to others is good for you. Saying good words to others is good for you. Being a responsible human being who's unshakable, has an unwavering faith. No matter what happens in this world, you still have this composure. That's what Islam teaches us. So at times of happiness, at times of sadness, at times of weakness, at times of strength, you have this composure. Nothing shakes you. That's what Islam teaches us. So even in the time of happiness, during these days, we don't do the wrong things. We maintain that balance. We maintain the sense of responsibility because we know that's where our strength lies. It's not in departing from the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or displeasing Allah. And imagine the two Eids in Islam, the two festivals, the 2 days of joy and happiness in Islam. The two Eids come after great acts of worship. And they are among the pillars of Islam, fasting and Hajj, pilgrimage. So why do we rejoice? Why do we feel happy? Not for some foolish reason, but because we have done something, a great act of worship that we believe will bring us closer to Allah. So that's what we feel happy about. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا. Say, with the bounty, the gift of Allah, the guidance of Allah, let them be happy. So that's what we rejoice about. Other people rejoice about what? No reason. They just search for something to incite them to be happy. So they have to play loud music. They have to play loud music. They have to bring something to make them happy because there's no reason or intrinsic reason to make them happy.
But our happiness is deep inside, comes from the depth of our hearts. We've done something for the sake of Allah, we've managed to control our impulse and our own desires for the sake of Allah, so we're happy about that. So we reward ourselves. It's the same strategy of creating short wins. So we create short wins and Allah teaches us about that. So we feel happy about that. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We say, oh Allah, thank you for giving us this wonderful act of worship. This wonderful month of Ramadan. We fasted, we prayed, we came to the masjid, we met Qiyam al-Layl, and we recited the Quran. All these wonderful things, we thankful of Allah. We want to enjoy that and feel happy about it. But with responsibility, a sense of responsibility. So when we are happy, we are responsible. We do the right things, we do constructive things. So our happiness is not foolish. It is something constructive. It still builds that momentum in our lives that gives us the strength and the stamina to keep going and keep doing something beneficial for all of humanity. That's what Islam teaches us. So this is part of the beauty of this wonderful day, that you enjoy yourself and make it easy for yourself and for your families to enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves and let them enjoy themselves. Let them feel, especially for the children and the women, make them feel that this is a day of Eid. Don't take them back home and say, okay, now you have to stay here at home. Make it a day of fun. That's part of our worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tell them that Islam has enough room for fun and for enjoyment. But as I said, it's responsible. Now something I would leave you with, inshallah, something very important. One of the tabi'een said, علامة قبول الحسنة أو علامة قبول الطاعة الطاعة بعدها. The sign of your act of worship being accepted. You fasted 3 days, hopefully. You fasted 29 days. And you prayed and you recited the Quran. How do you know Allah accepted that? How do you know? Only Allah knows. But Allah gives us some clues. That if you feel more enthusiastic, closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after Ramadan, now you want to do more acts of worship, now you are a better person than what you were the moment you entered Ramadan, or before you entered Ramadan. If you see this transition, even if it's a small thing, a small progress, then that's a good sign. If you feel you tend to come to the masjid more, you tend to do more righteousness, you find this thing in your heart, that's a good sign. That's a good sign that hopefully Allah has accepted. But if you go back to what you were, or even worse than that, that's not a good sign. Now this sign is not something you can't do anything about. It is something you have to work for. So make sure that if before Ramadan you came to the masjid once a week for Jumu'ah, make sure you increase that. So at least every week you come, at least let's say 3 times to the masjid. Just let's make it a habit. Always keep building up. You know, Abdullah bin Mas'ud said, Wallahi, every day, if any day passes without me building my store of knowledge, of the knowledge that I have, that's a day uncounted. That's not part of my life. I lost it. That's an asset that I lost. And this is why when they described the early generations, they said, كَانَتْ خَيْرُ أَيَّامِهِمْ أَوَاخِرُهَا. The best of their days, أَوَاخِرُهَا. The best of their days were the last days of their life. Do you know why? Because they would gradually increase in acts of worship. They would gradually get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every day they would do something new, even if it's tiny and small. So over a long time they built a wonderful momentum that when they came to the moment of death, they described some of the worshippers. They said, Wallahi, if they wanted to do something extra, they won't have time to put it in their day. Full schedule of productivity. And in Islam you know that the concept of worship is so beautiful and so lively and so vivid. There's not only coming to the masjid and staying in the masjid. We don't have hermits in Islam. The fact that you go to work, the fact that you perfect your own job, your own profession, the fact that you are doing or you're having a successful business and you have the intention that I'm doing that because I'm a Muslim and I need to have ihsan. And I want to be a good example of a Muslim. I want to feed my family. I want to be a good example for my own children, for my own family. Islam means success. That becomes an act of worship. That's Islam. You're worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Life and religion can never be separated. That's only in some people's dreams. Humans are created to worship. Allah says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I've only created the jinn and mankind to worship me. So that's what you do by default. Even if people who claim they have no God, atheists, agnostic, that's semantics. They play with words. They say we don't have religion. No, they're just worshipping something else. Because humans worship by default. You have to worship something. But the difference is, what do you worship? That's the difference. Some people worship cars. Some people worship their wives. Some people worship their girlfriend, their boyfriend. Some people worship football, basketball, and so on and so forth. Some people worship money. Some people worship video games. It depends. It's just what you worship. But you have to worship something, because what you do by default is worship. We're humans. That's what we are. So make sure that you don't worship something that was created to be at your service. Most of the people worship something that was made to help them. Something that was meant to be at their service. So they turned it over. They turned it around. So they started worshipping that thing and serving it when it was supposed to serve them. That's the irony of these people. So make sure you don't fall in this trap. Make sure that you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah will make the whole world serve you. These are not my words, these are the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because he said, مَنْ كَانَتُ الدُّنْيَا هَمَّهُ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ فَقْرَهُ فِي قَلْبِهِ وَشَتَّتَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ أَمْرَهُ وَلَمْ يَأْتِهِ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَا كُتِبَ لَهُ. Anyone who makes this dunya, this life, anything of it, his main concern, that's what worship means, your main concern. What is the thing on your mind you keep thinking of when you go to bed, when you wake up? What are your ambitions, your passion in life? That's what worship is. So the person who has something of this dunya as his main concern, Allah will increase his worries and his concerns. And Allah will create poverty in his heart. So no matter how much he gets, he will still feel in need. He will never feel satisfied. And he will not get anything more than Allah wrote for him. وَمَنْ كَانَتِ الْآخِرَةُ هَمَّهُ معنى الله عز وجل. وَمَنْ كَانَتِ الْآخِرَةُ هَمَّهُ جَمَعَ اللَّهُ لَهُ أَمْرَهُ وَجَعَلَ غِنَاهُ فِي قَلْبِهِ وَأَتَتْهُ الدُّنْيَا وَهِيَ رَاغِبَةٌ. Whoever makes the last day, meaning the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the worship of Allah, his main concern, his passion in life, then Allah will decrease and reduce his worries into one. So there's no so many things to worry about. Only one thing, worshipping Allah. That's what? That's personal momentum. You build momentum, unity, focus. This is why Muslims are stronger. I suppose are meant to be stronger, ideally speaking. And Allah will place a sense of richness in his hearts. Richness will be there. Why? Because he will be self-confident. Self-esteem is natural for a Muslim. A true Muslim. Trust and confidence in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Unshakable faith. That's what Islam is. Strength, composure. وَأَتَتْهُ الدُّنْيَا وَهِيَ رَغْبَةٌ. And this life will yield itself to him. Will submit itself to him even if it doesn't want to. Allah will make it yield itself to him. So that's what Islam is. So enjoy yourselves in this Eid, but make sure you're doing the right things, you're giving the right guidance to your family, that you don't fall into something that displeases Allah. So after a whole month of worshipping Allah, you break it at the end. Don't do that. Maintain that momentum. You've worked hard for it, keep it. Keep it in store and build on it. Build something new now. Move on to the next level. Don't build something, then demolish it and start all over again, from scratch. You build something, make that your zero level, your new level, your new start. From here you start. And this is how you achieve progress in your life. This is how you grow. This is how you develop yourself as a Muslim. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to strengthen the Muslims and to guide us to what He truly loves, and to make us Muslims who truly worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and reap the fruits in this world and in the next. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help the Muslims everywhere. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help the Muslims who are going through so much hardship in the different Muslim countries, especially in Syria at this moment, and in the different countries. So we include all Muslim countries.
Don't blame me if I don't see your country. So we are, because we don't believe in these territories. We're Muslims, we're one ummah, we're one family, and all these borders were created to separate us. So we don't believe in them. We are brothers, whether you live in Indonesia, whether you live in Morocco, whether you live in Saudi, you live in Pakistan, in India, Afghanistan, Azerbaijan, wherever you live, you're Muslim, you're my brother, I'm your brother. We don't believe in these boundaries. They're just made for political reasons to separate us. So we don't believe in that. But we're talking about geographical entities now. We're just talking about different geographical entities within the Muslim world. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help the Muslims in Somalia and get them out of this drought. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring the hearts of the Muslims together. And just regarding the difference with regards to the Eid, brothers, make sure that we keep the unity as Muslims. It's a matter of ijtihad, and it happens in fiqh, so there's no reason for disunity and disagreement. And I hope that if you have people who are celebrating Eid tomorrow, that you go and give them Eid and don't bring the issue up. Don't bring the issue up. And just to let you know that the brothers told me, just before we started the khutbah, that the moon actually was sighted with the naked eye in South